Now, even though I have never been to the state of Ohio, but I have many connections to Ohio, and I wanted to thank the wonderful people in the state of Ohio for sending our family this beautiful travel guide, tourist guide to the state of Ohio. And I have this map of the whole state. And I just wanted to share with you about the several connections that I have to Ohio. Now, as you know, the state quarter for Ohio features the picture of first flyers and astronauts who many of whom actually came from Ohio. Were born and raised in Ohio. Of course, the Wright brothers. They were they were actually bicycle shop owners in the city of Dayton. Right here is the city of Dayton. They were bicycle shop owners before they successfully built and tested the first modern aircraft, and later there is a lot of history in Ohio about the Wright brothers and the later the factory that they had producing and making the very first flying machines. But then, of course, John Glenn, who was the first American to orbit the planet, orbit the Earth. He is from New Concord, which is right here. And so there is a museum, a childhood house where he grew up. There is where you can visit and see. And then there is Neil Armstrong, who was the first person to walk on the moon. He also has he's from Ohio, and his museum is in Wapakoneta. There is a museum for Neil Armstrong there. So these are the aviation pioneers, the space exploration pioneers, and many of whom have connection to Ohio. But there is also speaking of pioneers, there is Wilberforce University. The first university which was started and operated by African Americans, and it was opened in 1856. And now the town of Wilberforce has a museum for African American history and culture. Now there is another college in Ohio, famous Oberlin College right here. And it's also a pioneer in its history, because Oberlin College was actually the first college in the United States that admitted people of color and also women into their programs of study. So they were the pioneers in leading the way. But I also wanted to mention two special groups of people who are based in Ohio, and our family have benefited so much from these groups, and I will always be a big fan and supporter of these organizations. The first one is located here in the city of Akron, based in Akron, has one of the offices there. Johnny and Friends. The organization is started by Johnny Erickson Tata, and whose mission is to help people with disabilities and special needs, children and adults. And Johnny, over the last 30 years, she did so much. Her organization helped so many people. Because our son, he is special needs child, he's autistic. We have benefited so much because for 2 summers, this summer and the summer before last, my family, my wife and our 2 children, they were able to go to one of the camps organized by Johnny and Friends, summer camp for special needs children and their parents. and it was just a time of relaxation for parents and great fun and learning activities for children. I just want to express thanks from all my heart for the kind of work that it is this organization is doing. Also, another one I wanted to mention is based here in Gahana, right next to Columbus, and this is the organization called the Grottos. They are part of the Shriners or Masons, and about 3 years ago, they have a special program, a dental program for special needs children. And our son, Akim, he had a lot of problems with his teeth. There was a lot of dental work that needed to be done, and we were not able to. We didn't have the money to afford it. So through this organization, through the Grottos from Gehenna, we were able to take Akim to the hospital, and they did a lot of dental work. So now he's just very happy that he's able to chew his food, and it's just it was a great blessing to us. I just want to say thanks from all my heart. But then very quickly, let me mention several other places in Ohio, because we have connection to these places. Now, right here in a little town called Orville, there is the center, the headquarters for the Smuckers company, makers of the famous jam and fruit spreads and fruit preserves, which we enjoy every week. We enjoy those fruits preserves and jams. So I understand this company was started by a person by the man Smucker, last name Smucker. About 150 years ago, he was selling fruit preserves and fruit jams from the back of his horse-drawn baggy, horse-drawn wagon, and that's how the company started. And now it's a very huge company, and I'm not trying to advertise for the company, but I wanted to express my thanks to the company for their wonderful products. Then, of course, in Cincinnati, you have Procter and Gamble, maker of, this is like a global company, maker of so many household products, many of whom we use on a daily basis. I wanted to say thanks to them. And also in Cincinnati, there is a headquarters for the Kroger grocery stores, which we visit quite pretty often and enjoy shopping there. And big thanks to them. And so all these places in Ohio, even though I've never visited the state of Ohio, but I do have the connection to them. I feel the connection, and I just, from the bottom of my heart, I want to express thanks to all the wonderful people in Ohio, and I wish them my best wishes. I wish them economic recovery, prosperity. I'm confident that we will endure even stronger out of this economic recession, and thank you very much.